Okay, step 7, protect plants from pests. This is insects. So based on our perspective that all insects have a purpose in the garden, we understand that some exist to transform diseased and dying plants into food for the next generation. As Paul Gautschi says in the Back to Eden film, my plants are too juicy for insects, so they don't eat the leaves because they are looking for unhealthy plants to help, like paramedics of the garden. When you have radiantly alive soil, your plants will be mostly healthy and less attractive to destructive insects. Plants that are not healthy or in distress send out signals that attract insects to come and break them down. Helping break down organic material is the insect's way of assisting the garden system. Other eco-agriculture experts agree. Insects generally don't attack healthy plants. It's kind of like with us. When our bodies are healthy, we're not likely to get sick. Okay, but to prevent insects from swooping in and eating everything, remember that planting a considerable diversity of plants will keep the insects from eating everything at once, as they can do on a monocrop growing system. In fields with only one crop growing in the whole field, insects that like to eat that one crop can come in and go from plant to plant, eating the poor plants quite quickly. This is also likely to be a result of the poor nutrition the monocrop plants receive. When you have a wide variety of plants, one breed of insect won't want to eat everything. Once they come in and find something they like, they will be confused by the wide variety of other plants, flowers, scents, and types that they don't like. So planting a diverse array of plants helps balance a healthy garden. So live and let live. Even scary creatures like spiders and snakes are here for a reason. So let them live as much as you can. They're doing an essential job of eating insects and then becoming food for the birds and lizards. It's a complex system, and the more we respect it, the more balanced the system gets. Of course, we draw the line when creatures come inside our house, though. But in the beginning, when you're first starting your food forest, it won't have all of um, the strength of unity and diversity that an older food forest has. So in the beginning, you may have to implement some of the tips that I'm going to share with you next. But before we get to that, I would like to introduce you to a YouTube video I made from a chapter 7 in my first book, Our Path to Infinite Abundance, Introduction to Food Forests. And this chapter 7 is called The Tale of Monocropper and Food Forester. And you can click the link below in the description box here to take a look at that video. That's one of my favorite chapters. And it'll give you a huge idea on how the insects work in the food forest. So in the beginning, if you do have insect infestations, you can use a hose to spray off aphids and other insects on your plants. You can blast the leaves with a solid spray to wash those bugs right off the leaves. This blast from a hose is a simple but instantly effective way to get rid of the aphids right now. Plants will like having insects and dust rinsed off them, similar to us when we feel good after a cleansing shower. Another method is eggshells in vinegar. This hardens off the leaves against insects before they even show up. Use this regularly on tender leafy plants that attract sucking bugs like aphids. According to Korean natural farming practitioners, the eggshell minerals will provide the plant cell walls with the minerals they need to grow strong cell walls and resist insects. So you would start by collecting a bunch of eggshells in a bag, store them in your freezer until the next time you are ready to bake in the oven. Hold it closed when the bag gets full. Oh yeah, when the bag gets full, you want to hold, like ziplock it or hold the bag closed and crush up the eggshells inside. You can sort of hit it against the counter. You can pound it with fists or a rolling pin or whatever comes to mind. If you're outside, you can use a rock or a brick to crunch those eggshells up inside the bag. And then when you're baking something in your oven, you can put the crushed eggshells on a cookie sheet, throw that in the oven, bake at 350 for about 10 minutes or until they begin to turn golden brown. And I say you can do this while using the oven for something else so you don't waste the heat. I also sometimes let them dry out, let the eggshells dry out in the sun. But once the eggshells are baked, you can take them out of the oven, put them in a large mason jar or bucket, and cover them with plain white vinegar. You'll see a powerful bubbling reaction when the vinegar reacts with the eggshells. After 5 days, the calcium and other minerals have dissolved into the vinegar. Your jar or bucket will also have a hard mineral deposit inside of it too. So you can strain off the vinegar solution, then you can spread the used eggshells around the garden as mulch. Next, dilute the vinegar blend by mixing 1 tablespoon of the mineralized vinegar solution into 1 gallon of water. Now you can spray the blend onto the leaves and stems of your plants as a foliar spray using a pump sprayer or a spray bottle. Spray the foliage of your plants even if they have no insect problems yet. I've had great results using this method. Be sure to do foliar feeding early in the morning or on a foggy day. You don't want it to be hot and sunny. You want it to be like a cool, misty day. And so the tools for spraying the solution, if you're covering a large area, use the pump sprayer. If you're spraying a small space or so just 1 plant or a few plants, you can use the hand spray bottle. Okay, so that's one method that you can do ahead of time to get your plants extra strong cell walls so they're not as delicious to the bugs. Another thing, you can create a hot and spicy foliar spray to dry out soft-bodied insects and ants. I used to have to do this sometimes with the aquaponics system that I had before. I don't actually grow aquaponically anymore, but that system would get bugs in it. And other gardens that I've had that were not food forests, I've used this spray. So you cook up an au natural insect killing formula from edible garden produce in a saucepan. Combine a quart of water with a couple of chopped up hot peppers, including seeds, or a spoonful of cayenne pepper, and a handful of chopped garlic cloves. Boil, then let the mixture cool. Strain the solids through a sieve as you fill a spray bottle with the mixture. Add a spoonful of Castile soap, and you have a very unpleasant mist for those sucking insects. So you can use Castile soap or you can also use dishwashing soap. Observe what happens with the insects and the plants. Is it drying the insects' bodies? Experiment with various peppers or oils like citrus oil, pine oil, cedar oil, neem oil, olive oil, and different soaps in the mixture. Also, you can try planting herbs that repel unwanted insects. Basil, mint, rosemary, sage, citronella, lemongrass, lemon thyme, catnip, oregano, onions, garlic, and nasturtium are all good choices.